About a year ago, I made a video on something that was kind of new at the time called stan culture. Although stan culture was just the name for it. It was a newer name for something that has been around on the internet for a while. And I thought that I would make that video just because it was very upsetting to see stan culture become what it was becoming. And I'm actually very happy to report that after that video, people seemed to listen and stan culture just kind of stopped being a thing. Yeah, no one is obsessing over a artist or entertainer anymore. In fact, it seems that people have learned to respect other people's boundaries, and that stan culture has just kind of faded from the public eye, never to be seen again. So, you know,
This is a wholesome jungle moment.
in all actuality, stan culture has only seemed to become worse with every passing day. Stan culture is just legitimately becoming more and more toxic as time goes on. Things have seemed to go from a 1 to a 10. And I don't think I need to bring up a certain green man. But yeah, stan culture has really only gotten worse to an extent, and I want to talk about it because I think it's vitally important that we discuss stan culture in this new way, in the new way that it is now becoming on the internet.
That's an awfully hot coffee pot.
So yeah, stan culture has seemed to only have gotten worse in the last couple of years. From my video in 2019, I believe, stan culture has risen through so many different and unique waves. At one point, even selling a Trump rally out just so that people wouldn't show up. And to that I say, GG BTS stans, you did something good. Respect, kid. Respect. And that's coming from me, you know, the guy who has publicly made a video on stan culture and publicly addressed BTS stans as one of the worst fan bases on the internet. But before we really get into any of that, I do want to discuss the origins of stan culture. And although I bring it up a couple times in my original video, I don't think I really discuss where the name stan comes from. Why do we call it stanning? Well, surprisingly, it involves rapper Eminem, who apparently is trying to get canceled according to millennials, which that's a whole nother video. Jace, don't show it. Jace, whatever you do, don't throw the video. Jace, don't do the—
Listen, little kitties, let me make this quite clear. This man was around even before you were here.
That video causes me immense pain. But that's besides the point. Stan culture comes from a song by famous rapper Eminem, and the song itself is called Stan. Stan revolves around a fan, or a very toxic fan named Stan, who writes to Eminem a lot and who is totally and 100% obsessed with Eminem, to the point where at the end of the video, because Eminem hasn't responded to the letters that he's been writing, that he drives him and his girlfriend off of a bridge, killing them both. It is a very harrowing story of what happens when becoming a fan goes too far. I'm in complete shock that we haven't seen any instances of this with a YouTuber stan yet. It seems only a matter of time before someone doesn't respond to a YouTuber, and before long they are doing the same thing that Stan does in the video. It's a very harrowing tale of what happens when you become a fan but you go too far. In the video, you can see his transformation. At the beginning of the video, he dyes his hair to look exactly like Eminem, wearing the same thing Eminem does, and it just goes on, and he spirals down into a pit where not even his girlfriend can make him happy anymore. The only thing that can make him happy is Eminem responding to him, and that's the only thing he wants. And this is exactly where stan culture comes from, because surprisingly enough, the name stan culture or stan in general comes from the music video. Someone saw that and put a name for it just so that those very people that the video is talking about will come out and not know what it means, because it is a very different thing than I think they even know.
It's time for the moment you've been waiting for. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Tsh, da, 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 da. Di, da, di, di, da, di, di, da, 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 da. Di, da, di, li, da, di, li, di, da. Di, da, di, li, di, da, di, li, 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 da, di, da, di, da, di, di, da. Preparing the Krabby Patty.
Now, one of the main reasons I want to make this video is because of a certain green Minecraft YouTuber. You know exactly that I was going to talk about him. Everyone knows exactly who I'm talking about. Let's talk about Dream. I don't think I really have to introduce Dream. He's a Minecraft YouTuber and has been growing at a very fast rate, very quickly. He was on a 15 million a couple days ago, and I'm pretty sure by now, by the time I release this video, he'll probably have 16 million within a couple of hours.
Yeah, so I'm wrong. He's at 19 million. Holy shit.
Or even right now. It's insane how fast Dream's community has been growing. But with that community seems to be a slew of toxic stans coming and standing Dream. A lot of people don't like Dream. A lot of people in my friend group don't like Dream. If you are being compared to the Homestuck community, you know that you have done something horrifically wrong. There is so much toxicity, not only on the outside of the fandom, but on the inside of the community as well. So many weird and graphic posts relating to the people who that Dream plays with. Dream has a SMP called the Dream SMP and plays with huge creators like Tommy Innit, Wilbur Soot, Quackity. A lot of people are a part of this SMP. And I think the reason why people are in love with this SMP compared to other SMPs in the past is because there's a overarching story that has been handwritten that has been written by Wilbur Soot himself, with ups, downs, and twists that people rarely ever see coming. I enjoy the story written by him, and I think that each person plays into their character respectively well. However, because of that, people have started to ship random people with each other, and it's kind of got to a point where it's gotten weird. There was a post that was going semi-viral that I saw on my Twitter, how I kind of started to want to make this video, where someone implied that Tommy Innit had a rape fetish. Number one, you never want to imply that you have a rape fetish. It's but fucking insane. I saw this post and they draw it. They're drawing it. Imagine using your artistic ability to draw someone having a fucking rape fetish. I saw that post and was very confused and was very scared I was very scared. I saw it and I wanted to throw my fucking phone across the room and then jump off of a bridge. And although a lot of people in the community have wrote that off as one person's weird, twisted fantasy, that's still one person's fantasy. And the worst part was that they were saying this in relation to Dream's sister, who cannot be older than Tommy. And also, Tommy is 16 years old. He's younger than me.
Bruh.
But it's not just that. People are shipping real people with each other. Think of a Dan and Phil situation, but the fan fiction is weirder because they all play Minecraft. I get it. You love your people and you want to see them together, but also like they have girlfriends of their own. And I'm surprised that we haven't gotten to the point where people are bullying the girlfriend because the girlfriend isn't fucking someone. And a couple of the streamers do play into this as a joke. Dream plays his love for this guy named Adore's Not Found as a joke. It's a joke, right? Well, according to some, it's not. And as someone who was a part of the Dan and Phil community and saw how weird shipping real people can be, fucking stop. It is so insane, and that's why this community is hated, because you cannot escape it. Even if it's an unrelated tweet about like something different, they will be there in full force. You could have audio of Tommy in it saying something on TikTok, and within fucking minutes, all you will see is, oh yeah, hun, we were called. Yeah, baby, we were called. Like, stop. But I think the reason people especially hate the community is because if you don't like Dream, your career is over. Dream's community has been so toxic to people that have called him out that it is insane. They will bully creators because they say something wrong about Dream. Hell knows, if they ever find this video, you'll see cancel Jace Tout within fucking minutes. It's insane. Dream's community is so toxic from the inside and the outside, from the fucking rape stuff to whatever the fuck is going on here. Dream's fans will follow him to the ends of the earth. No matter what he does, they will be there to support him. And to an extent, that's fine. A lot of YouTubers have fans that will follow them to the ends of the earth. But then, my biggest problem with stans. In my original video, my biggest problem at the time was how stans treated other people outside of the communities and in the communities, and that still is a pretty big concern. But my main problem with stans now, the problem that I see from someone who's kind of grown up on the internet, is just that they refuse to accept that the people that they like have problems.
I'm in danger.
Idolizing someone can be a good thing. Don't get me wrong. But if you refuse to accept what they are doing wrong, that is where you run into really big problems. You will run into a lot of problems with this kind of community. I am a part of the PewDiePie community to an extent. I watch his videos and I interact with some people in his community a little bit. However, there was a time where on a live stream, PewDiePie said the N-word. It was a pretty big deal. And I didn't support PewDiePie during that. I thought that it was a big problem with what he did. I saw the clip and was very mad at him for saying that. Now, does that mean that I don't like him? No. I was mad at him for fucking up that big, and when he apologized, I forgave him. The problem with stans is that they don't need an apology anymore. If one of their creators that they like fucks up, they don't need to have them apologize. They'll just brush it off. And that's a huge problem. One of the reasons I made this video was because of the David Dobrik stuff. You may have heard of this, you may have not. Long story short, David Dobrik is being accused in quotes because there's a little video of him doing it, of assaulting one of his friends for a video. I will link to like a full video on it in the description if I remember. Who knows? But the reason I made this video is because I interacted with a stan who was so blind to everything else, who had one lane, who had visors on and refused to look this way or this way because they were so focused on their love for David that they forgot to watch other people's videos talking about how David and the people in his videos have been treating them. Me and my friend Kevin tried to convince him that that he's accusing us of only looking in one way, but he's doing the exact same thing. But he refused to accept it. And that's not good. And these stands refuse to look any other way besides this one way. If Dream killed someone, these stands would find a way to defend him. You can like someone, but also realize that they are not a perfect human being. No one is perfect. I'm not fucking perfect, and neither are you. And neither is Dream. And neither is Georgie. I think it's his name. Neither is Wilbur. Neither is Tommy. Neither is Quackity. No one's perfect, but these people refuse to accept that. And that is a very big danger. I want to tell you a story. In like 5th, 6th, or 7th grade, I loved Michael Jackson. I loved his swagger, his style, his voice, his overall presence as a person. I adored him and thought that Michael Jackson could do nothing wrong. Now, if you know Michael Jackson, you'll know some allegations that were thrown his way between him and multiple children who have now come out and said that they were groomed by Michael Jackson at a very young age. But as a kid in 5th, 6th, 7th grade, I think it was like 6th or 7th grade when I really started to obsess over Michael Jackson, I refused to believe these rumors. I refused. I was so dead set on this vision of Michael Jackson that I refused to even acknowledge those. He held everything about that they were wrong and that Michael Jackson would never do that because he's such a good person. But the thing about that is one day you're going to look back on those rumors and you're going to start to realize how wrong you were. And for me, it was a family friend bringing them up over dinner. Remember, I was like 12 at the time, obsessed with Michael Jackson, would talk about him nonstop. And a family friend brought up, say, how do you feel about these accusations? And I said, well, they aren't true. They've never been proven in a court of law ever. And she turned to me, and she's an adult, and she, in the most delicate way possible, said, no, they've been proven in a court of law. And my entire world shattered. I cried. I was so emotional. Looking back on it now, it still upsets me to this day. And that's the toxicity of these stands. And the thing about this too is not only is it hard on the fan when an accusation comes out like this, right? Or when legitimately proven proof comes out that they've done these things. But it's also bad for the creator because the creator is now being viewed as this perfect person. Everything they do will be held under a microscope. People will start to hate them and try to find stuff to get them for. We have this mentality where if you like someone, you have to ignore all the faults. I can still like Michael Jackson's music, but I have to acknowledge that what he did was wrong. And that's the biggest thing that I'm trying to get into in this video. You can love someone, adore them, you can look up to them with every fiber of a being, but you have to realize that they are a person, that they have fault. And if you refuse to accept that this person isn't perfect, and if you keep saying that no, he's perfect, he can do nothing wrong, that's gonna fuck with you. By refusing to accept that they have done wrong, you are putting yourself and eventually will be destined to crack. And that's horrible. That's all I really have for my video. Thank you for watching. Sorry it's been so long since I made a video, but I think coming back with this video was a pretty good idea. You can follow me on Twitch. I stream every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday. You can also follow my podcast with a new episode every Tuesday. You can subscribe to Fatuity whenever we make more Fatuity videos. But that's pretty much all I have. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye!